Hey everybody, Pastor Chuck here. Welcome to Healthy and Whole Summer 2026. I'm so excited. Some of our healthcare professionals, Dr. Rick Dietz, Dr. Daniel Chin, Stacy Cartmell, are going to be offering some practical, helpful information. It's going to be amazing. Listen, I believe you can be healthy and whole. You know, as I say, nothing tastes as good as healthy feels. And it feels good to feel good. In John chapter 5, Jesus asked the paralytic, do you want to be whole? He didn't say, do you want to get up? Do you want to be healthy? Would you like to get a job? Could I give you some money? He said, do you want to be whole? Let me ask you, do you want to be whole? Then join us. Let's go. Stacy, it is so good to have you. Thank you for joining us for these podcast episodes. We're so excited about it. And let's get the record straight. So you are Stacy Cartmell. I think the first time I introduced you at the church, I called you a doctor, or some of the promos said Dr. Cartmell, and you've been like, I'm not a doctor. I'm trained. I've been in the, I think, cardiology for years. And but you have said you're a functional health nurse practitioner. You're not a doctor, but to us, you are Queen Stacy, the guru, functional health medicine. Let's drill down a little bit. Let's talk about what functional health. If you've been around restoration, you may know what that is, but a lot of people have no idea what it is. What is functional health?
Yes. So functional medicine is about getting to the root cause of the problem.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, most times when I have people coming in my practice to be seen for what they think is the root cause problem, like, hey, I don't like that I'm heavy, or hey, I don't like that I'm tired. Mm-hmm. And they expect sometimes a quick fix, because that's what a traditional medical doctor is kind of trained to do. You know, when I went through my traditional medical training as a nurse practitioner, they do kind of teach you to listen to the patient as briefly as possible, create a symptom that you can diagnose, meaning give them a diagnosis, and then find a pill to match that. That's oftentimes our traditional model. But in functional medicine, what I do find is you talk to people and you spend time with them and you really find out a little bit about their history. What was their childhood like? What is their relationships like? What's their spiritual life like? How do they eat? Do they sleep? Are they happy? Those things play such a huge role in their overall health. Yeah. And so in functional medicine, when we get to the root cause of what's actually the issue, or what's perpetuating the issue, or what triggered the issue initially, oftentimes it's not always what the patient comes in thinking that is the problem.
I mean, this is in ministry too. That's quite a biblical approach. Let's find what's the cause of this thing. And there's no magic prayer or magic sermon series. If I listen to that, that'll fix everything. So, and you've talked about, you respect traditional medicine. You're thankful for it. But there's often in our culture, find a pill, get a pill, do a surgery. And we don't deal with the thing that caused it. Do you have an example like of someone you've helped and you've been like, they came in, and when we peeled back the layers, what we discovered was this. And when we dealt with this, it fixed that. Yeah. Do you have any ideas? Any examples?
Yeah. I mean, I could give you hundreds. One funny one, I've shared this before. I had a patient who came in who was severely fatigued. We found out she had chronic inflammation. And the funny part, not so funny part, was that she had a cheese addiction. We recognized it as we started to evaluate her diet a little deeper. And once she stopped eating cheese, kind of the domino effect happened in a big way, and her inflammation reduced, her hormones regulated, she lost the weight she wanted, her lipids looked better, and it came down to diet. And it was really, for her, just one piece of the picture. So that was a funny one.
It's funny, but not funny, and yet so simple. Because dairy is where tons of inflammation comes from often, right?
Yeah, it certainly can.
Give us another example.
Okay. I had a patient, I've had several patients who they come in with a whole slew of symptoms, but the root cause often is an emotional dysregulation, a stress response. I find this to be true of men who are carrying the weight of being, the breadwinner, and they're trying to come home and help their wife and be present for their kids. And that's very much a real piece for men. And also women. Women are juggling a lot, right? Yeah. God gave us this amazing ability to multitask. And I do think it's with the root cause of like protecting the babies when we're up. But at the same time, women multitask really, really well. And through doing that maybe more than we should, a lot of women get really stressed and their cortisol levels impact that. And when you have a high cortisol, you gain weight. You have a lot of downstream problems from that. And so oftentimes, one of the things that moves the pillar of health for people more than I ever would have recognized before I got into functional medicine was trauma therapy and talking to someone who has spiritual discernment, someone who can help them, someone who can get to the root cause of that.
This is where I go, all right, we got to pause right there because I got to ask a couple questions. You brought up the term emotional deregulation?
Dysregulation.
Mm-hmm. All right. And then right after that, you said stress. What is emotional deregulation? Dysregulation?
Yeah, so I think that comes in a lot of different forms. Yeah. I think sometimes when you go through trauma, people don't realize that they connect certain pathways physiologically in their brain and also in their head space where this equals that, which I draw the conclusion that it means this, right? So a lot of this is founded oftentimes in a lack of safety. Something happened to me. I needed to create a safe space so I don't share my feelings, or so I don't get intimate in relationships, or so I protect, right? That's an example of a dysregulated person.
And so that emotional dysregulation can create eating issues, stress issues, but so we got to get to that root because it's trauma connected, trauma related.
And what I found interesting is that my background being in cardiology, that's one of the reasons I got into functional medicine is because I kept seeing it every single day. I was on call treating patients all weekend, and people would call in tears because they were stressed or this or that, and I could not give them another pill for their blood pressure. I couldn't layer in another heart rate regulator because I could hear this was a stress response. And if we get to the root cause of that, what I see now, what I get to do now is I get to deprescribe is what it's called, these medications that everyone thought they needed because they had a bad heart. But what we find out is that it's actually that you have an issue of managing emotions, and oftentimes it's not their fault. It's things that have happened to them or things that they just continue to live out this false truth that is not real.
Mic drop. Wait a minute. Selah. Because this is ministry. This is life.
Yeah.
Things happen. And if we don't process them biblically, they affect us physically. And this is ministry. Some people want the secret, the red pill or whatever. Give me the surgery. And it often, not only does it not fix it, it exacerbates it long term. I thank God for the revelation of functional medicine, functional health. And you have helped so many people in our church. And through COVID, everything we're learning right now, isn't it amazing how so many things are being exposed? Dr. Rick and I talked about, 25 years ago, everybody was like, those Amish people, they're crazy. They need to get a car, get some electricity, get you a smartphone. And then COVID hit, and we're like, now everybody's trying to homestead and going, could we learn to do life like the Amish people are doing it?
Get me some chickens.
Yeah. And so thankful for you. And I look forward to these future conversations that we're going to have on this podcast this summer. We're going to help people get healthy and whole together.
We are. Thank you for the opportunity.